Guys, this is Angelo from No Reserves Radio. So I figured I would try to do one of these videos, see how it does, and maybe I'll make it a weekly thing. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But the podcast is done recording for the week. All the videos set out for next week are set, and I have new not video ideas, but new video formatting. I have my screen on there to show up stats. I did fail a few times doing that on the podcast, so heads up, enjoy those moments. And I just thought I'd, come on here and talk about how I thought the podcast was and how we did overall. So this week it was just me and Ren on the podcast. The last week, I think for all three of us, has been pretty rough. Adam had been going through some, problems as far as a sickness that he can't get over. He isn't getting over. And, I wish him the best of luck with that. I hope he gets well. And hopefully we see him back on the podcast next week. Outside of that, Red's been busy. I have had a terrible week. I have been sick twice, and I went to urgent care. I just cannot catch a break so far to start 2023, and I'm hoping that does better as the year goes on. Next week is going to be a rough week for me overall, but I'm going to continue to push this through. I think a discussion with me and Adam had, I'm not going to give too many behind the scenes stuff, is the YouTube is mine as far as creativity, as far as decision making, as far as content. So I have to figure out, where do I want to go with that? What do I want to do with it? And I am struggling to come up with ideas. Obviously, this is a good one. Obviously, we're going to have the podcast episodes and the full podcast released on Sunday. But outside of that, I'm thinking of what I can do to help improve the YouTube experience for everyone. What I can do to make this a place that someone wants to come, be part of a community, and all that great stuff. But those are things that are coming down the line. As far as the segments go, we did have a different segment idea. Sorry. A different segment idea at the start of the week. We ended up calling it Audible, changing that. And we went with the concept of, the scoring in the NBA being at what feels like an all-time high. I thought it was a good topic. I think overall we did good. We did talk a lot about LeBron James and the Lakers and some of the All-Star ballots. I don't think I had any hiccups as far as that goes. I do think with the DeMar Hamlin thing, I wanted to do a moment of silence, and when that topic came up, like 2/3 of the way through the podcast, Ryan just kept talking and talking, and I didn't want to say something, but I just wanted it to be a moment of silence. There was a moment where he's like, "Hey, Angelo, you there?" basically, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I was just trying to do a moment of silence." But other than that, we weren't on the same page there. It's fine. Other than that, I think the episode went well. I think LeBron James is on a great tear, and as a Cavs fan, I always love to watch LeBron. Cavs have been doing amazing. I have their stats put up right here. First in opposing points per game, 24th in points scored a game, which is actually kind of surprising to me with how good Donovan Mitchell has been this season. But we'll see. I'm hoping that I'm not sure yet if I'm going to call the Cavs my Eastern Conference pick. It's kind of hard to justify them over like the Bucks, over the Celtics and potentially the 76ers. But we'll see how the brackets line up, what the matchups look like, and then I'll go from there as far as what my prediction will look like. Other than that, I did end up getting a new mic. My fiance got it for me, and actually, she came in the room while I was editing the podcast, and she's like, "Oh, it sounds amazing! I'm so glad you're using it." And I literally just use it to record now. I noticed that when we first did the podcast, that my audio was like very loud, and it was like almost a screeching background, and I didn't like it at all. I like the way this mic sounds better. It picks up a lot more. So I'm generally happy with that. And I like the screen sharing. I like the idea of, putting an image up on the screen for the YouTube experience. I think as we talk about topics, it's a really, really good tool to use. I'm still not 100% sure what we're going to do for next week. Obviously, I haven't been able to do any research because we don't have a topic. So I think I'm going to end it there. I'm not sure exactly how long this is or where to go from here. I'm just giving my general input of the last week, the last episodes. So if you guys don't know that, yes, the YouTube is basically all me. If you want to interact with Ren or Adam, you can leave a comment. I'll give it to them. But Adam runs all the socials. If you want to interact with him, that's probably the best place. This is the best place to interact with me. And I'm trying to make this my own. I'm trying to basically, when this started, I had the mindset of, oh, I'm a podcaster with a YouTube channel on the side, and I think through events in the last week, it's become obvious that mindset was wrong. And really, what the mindset is I'm a YouTuber who does a podcast on the side, because everything involving this YouTube channel is going to be me, and I'm going to do the best I can to make it a better experience overall for anyone watching. I don't think I'm there yet. I think that's probably going to be a ways down the road, and that's fine. Heck, I'm still learning new things on the newest Photoshop, and I actually use Filmora to edit. I think eventually I'm going to want to get Premiere Pro, but that's way down the line. But regardless, if you got this far, thank you so much. I look forward to potentially doing future, updates like this, more personalized videos. And I am going to try to have like Ren and Austin, or maybe a different guest host, well, not guest host, guest star on here to give their inputs, maybe some behind the scenes things, maybe some things they were thinking that they don't want to put on the podcast, but they're willing to put on here. So I think this is going to be a lot more personalized experience. I want it to be like that, and I hope that you can come along with me on this journey, and I can grow and we can get to know each other better and make this a great experience. So if you got this far, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.